One of the most common questions that healers ask, and one that I struggled with for a long time, is how much do you charge for your healing? Because there's no standard. There's no, like, if you do pendulum healing, you charge X, or if you are a crystal healer, you charge Y, or if you are a, Reiki healer, you charge Z, whatever. There is no standard in the healing world about how much to charge for a healing. So the question is, well, how much do I charge? And you can get very involved with that. You could do like a market analysis and try to figure out like how much other healers in your area are charging, and then base your rates on those rates. Or you can just blindly follow what someone tells you, like maybe a colleague or your teacher in the healing world, or the person you learn from, to see how much they charge and just charge the same rate as them. Or you could just arbitrarily pick a number out of a hat. But I don't think that any of those ways are a good way for you to determine how to charge for your healing business. And the method I propose is very simple. If you know anything about energy work, and if you know your intuition at all. And there are two ways you can do it, and they're both basically the same way. Just in one case, you use yourself as the proxy, in another case, you use other people. And you just say a number, and you see whether or not it feels right. It's that simple, Like, let's say, how do you feel if you charge $10? You get paid, you work for like an hour or so in a healing, and you get paid $10. How does that make you feel? You feel good about it? Are you angry? How does it make you feel? Are you grateful just to get anything, or does it suck? It's really that simple. And how do you feel if you get paid $100 an hour? How about $200? What if you got paid $1,000 for an hour of your time? How does that make you feel? So what you'll notice is that if you go too low, you're going to feel contracted, angry, resentful. You won't feel like an aliveness. If you go too high, you're going to start feeling those same things. You're going to feel like contraction, maybe feel like you're a fraud. It won't feel good. So what you got to do is try to find the sweet spot where the number feels right for you. Now, you could also muscle test it. That's another way, or you could dowse. So, I'm a pendulum guy, so I've got a pendulum here. I could make a yes-no chart. You just write the letter yes, a Y on one side, a no on the other side. Take your pendulum and just say, like, does $10 an hour feel good? Oh, look, it's going right to the no. Does $100 an hour feel good? Still, it's kind of neutral, kind of in the no zone. Let's see, $200 an hour, how does that feel? It's more of a yes. Maybe I'm undercharging. How about $300 an hour? Where does that put me? Okay, yeah, $300 an hour. That's about where I'm at. So, everyone's going to be at a different place. And it's not a judgment of you, and it's not a judgment of me. Everyone's just at a different place. So how does this work? I mean, you could also do muscle testing too, let's do a simple one. Let's use our fingers. So strong is yes, weak is no. Slide your fingers. If they stick, it's strong. If they slippery, that means it's weak. So sticking is true, slippery is false. So you just ask, like, how much, am I happy with $10 an hour? No, definitely not. Am I happy with $1,000 an hour? No, that's too much. So you find that sweet spot where it feels right. Now, you can also just feel it in your body. Like, so for me, my throat will close if something doesn't feel right, or sometimes I'll feel pain in my solar plexus area. You may experience it differently. you also just could have a general feeling in your body like, does $10 an hour make you feel alive? Does it make you feel expansive? Does it make you feel like, yes, this feels really good to me? Or does it make you feel contracted and angry and upset, or just a feeling? You just feel not right. So you can trust those feelings. Those feelings are a barometer, because this is about exchanging energy. You receiving money is about exchanging energy. So if you are having an energetic imbalance, people are going to energetically detect that, and they're not going to want to pay you what you're worth. And it's not a matter of your ego saying, oh yeah, I'm worth like $1 million. I want to make $1 million, like that's what your ego wants. But what does your body energetically say? Does your body really want you to have $1 million? When you say that, do you feel contracted? When you say it, like, let's say I'm a millionaire, do you feel contracted, or do you feel expansive? You know what I mean? Your body is telling you the truth of where you're at in terms of money. So you need to listen to your body. Now, the other way you can do this is you can have other people who are energetically sensitive or intuitive listen to your numbers, and then you can ask them, how do they feel? So like you could say to them like, I'm worth $10 an hour, and then see how they feel. Like, are they muscle testing weak? Are they feeling contraction? If you have good friends who are energy people, you can do this with each other, and you can test it out and just see, at what point does it feel right to the people in the room? Because that's the point at which other people are going to feel it's right too, because people are only going to pay you your worth if it feels right. If energetically it feels right. If it doesn't feel right energetically, you're not going to get the money that you want, because that's your mind telling you. It's not your aura. It's not your whole being that's saying it. It's just your mind. And your mind is delusional. Our minds are not telling us the truth most of the time. We're in our head. It's our ego, it's society, it's programming, it's fear. But what is your aura? What is your whole body saying? What are you ready to receive? And don't judge it. I mean, if you are at $10 an hour, start there and receive it. If you're at $5 an hour, or if you're still at I can't receive any money for my healing, I still need to do free healings. Well, hang out in that place for a while until you're ready. Because, if you try to do something which is disingenuous, which is not in alignment with your complete body, mind, and spirit, the stuff is not going to work. People are not going to buy it. They're not going to want to buy your programs. They're not going to want to buy your healings, your products, whatever, because they're going to feel that it's out of alignment energetically. And people can sense that. All right. Another thing people can do for you is, they can ask you a question. So you get a friend, someone you trust or you feel comfortable with, and then you just take a baseline reading of your body. And then they ask you, they say, all right, I'm going to pay you $10 an hour for healing. Is that good? Or would you like to make $10 an hour for healing? And then just immediately, whatever comes into your mind, say yes or no. Or make like a sound like uh-huh or uh-uh. Uh-huh for yes, uh-uh for no. Or yeah or no, like shake your head. Just have someone ask you and just do the immediate response that comes to you. And see where you're at, and get out of your head. Get out of your head, get into your energy, get into your body, and start feeling where you're at financially. Now, let's say, I really want you to evolve beyond the $10 an hour for your healing. I mean, I don't care if you're a yoga teacher, if you're an acupuncturist, a pendulum healer, a crystal healer. Your time, I'm going to tell you right now, your time is worth more than $10 an hour. You ultimately have to decide where you're at. But let's do a little healing right now to try to bring you up to speed on this. So, okay. So, dear higher power, please raise me energetically to the point where I can receive the maximum amount of money, which is in my highest good to receive for my healing work, products, and services. Please help to raise me energetically so that I'm in alignment with the amount of money that I can receive for my highest good and the highest good of all concerned. Now, you can also ask for a specific amount. Let's say you really want to get $100 an hour. So then you can say, Dear God, or Dear Higher Power, if it's in my highest good, please help me to be in complete energetic alignment with receiving $100 an hour for my healing service. If this is in my highest good and the highest good of all concerned, amen. Okay, so now you'll notice that I have taken other people largely out of this equation. Why did I do that? Because other people, it's irrelevant. You know, if your energy is at the right place, you will find the people who can pay you the amount that you are energetically able to receive. If you are energetically able to receive $10 an hour, that's who you're going to attract. You're going to attract people who can pay $10 an hour. Or if you attract people who could afford to pay more, they're only going to pay you $10 an hour. All right, if you energetically can receive $1,000 an hour, you're going to attract the kind of people who can pay $1,000 an hour and who are happy to pay it. There are people out there who will do that for the right healer and the right service. It's energetically in alignment. You are creating your reality around this whole payment thing. If you are currently not receiving as much money as you'd like to receive, you have created that reality, sadly. But the good news is that you can heal it. You can do healing on it. You can use the pendulum like I just showed you. You can do prayer. You can do mantras. You can get an energy healing from someone or do it for yourself. You can change your energetic reality around money. You don't have to be a slave to your money reality and to your money energy body, like what your aura is telling the world that you are able to receive. You can heal this. And that's a big part of the healing process as healers, because we in the past, in past lifetimes, and this lifetime have just been so dependent on society to baby us, essentially, to feed us, to take care of us, to just give us whatever we need. And guess what? In this incarnation, unless you live in a traditional culture, society is not holding up its end of the bargain that we're used to. So you've got to do it yourself at this point. So it's up to you. And it's up to the divine to help you with this issue. So getting back to the main focus of this little mini talk was, how much do you charge? The answer is very simple. It's how much are you able to receive? What is your energy body saying about that? And you can determine that in several ways. But the easiest way is just to go inside, say different numbers, and just see where you feel comfortable. And if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. And you can just start charging at that place. But then also consider the possibility that you can heal and that you can change that reality, because it is malleable. You can change it. All right, well, I hope that was helpful. And I'll talk with you soon. Bye.